Okay, this adjustment now will be to get the hammer to back check at 5/8 of an inch. A generic number of 5/8 inch works for most pianos. Okay, to do that, you can see down inside, I'll use a screwdriver to point. Down inside here, I have adjusted one of the back checks forward, and you just bend the wire underneath it. Just push the back check forward and it bends the wire a little bit. That's not very much, but notice the difference here. That's about 5/8 of an inch from the string. The ones that aren't adjusted come way back. I mean, there are some up front, up higher in the piano that come all the way, practically all the way back to the rest rail, but they're supposed to back check at 5/8. All right, to do that, this is a spinet piano, so it's hard to get at the back checks. I'm going to hold on to the hammer, and come down through the lifter wires and push the back check forward just a little bit, like that. Okay, in this case, that's not enough. We're still 1 inch from the strings, so I'm going to bend a little bit more. A little bit more. To accomplish more bending, we have to push down lower on the wire, or reach in there with a special tool to do it, but in this case I can use my finger. Okay, a little bit too much. I haven't backed off too much again. Okay, I like that. 5/8 of an inch. Let's do the next one. Reach through the lifter wires, hold the hammer back, and bend the back check forward. These two are a little bit too much. That's better. Okay, we'll do the entire piano that way. So you can see down here I've moved the back checks forward by bending their upright wires underneath the back check. I need to do that to all of these so that all of the hammers back check 5/8 of an inch from the strings when played. You play it and watch the hammer bounce back and stop at 5/8, not 2 inches. Think the pedals need polishing? I think so. We just finished polishing that one and it looks so clean, so I think we'll do the same thing to the others. And instead of pulling the pedals out of the piano, I just loosened their mounting, slid it out a ways so that I didn't get any cleaning grunge on the piano itself. Cleaned it and put it back in. Okay, so we've got a hinge back here that doesn't come out of the piano without removing the skid. So we're just going to pull it out like that and clean it, just like I did that one. Pedal rods need to go back up in their position. This is the soft pedal. Goes up in the hole right there. Oh, it doesn't reach. Well, that's okay. That means we need to tighten the nut on this end. to take out the lost motion in the pedal rods. Okay, so you can see we have a 1/2 inch gap here. That nut needs to tighten. Okay, still a little bit too much gap. This nut needs to be tightened so there's just no space there at all. Tighten that just a little bit more. Okay, wiggle on it and it doesn't move. Good job. All the pedals need to be installed just like that. All right, we're going to put the mechanism for the fall board back on the piano. Bring that tail up around the stop lock like that. Screws in. Okay, knee panel clips in. This goes at the back end of the sharps. Here, and then that'll lay down. Pull our padding out. Okay, then the lid can go on. I just pulled the screws out of the hinges on the lid. Put the last screw in the hinges of the lid. Our piano's all put back together. All right, notice that the trap work here for the sustain pedal is hitting the center pedal. Doesn't sound very good, does it? That's pretty stiff trap work, so what I need to do is put a piece of leather or cardboard, this is leather, underneath the edge of the spring that holds the trap work to tilt the trap work backwards toward the harp. Okay, another view from the side. Now I'll tighten the screws and see if it made a difference. Okay, it made a difference, but it's still going to come down and hit, so I need to put 2 layers of that. Okay, so 2 layers of leather was too thick, and the card paper that I found was half the thickness of the leather, and that works perfect. Right here at the end of the trap work, you can see it comes out, it doesn't hit anything. and the other end comes up, it doesn't hit anything. So I think we're fine. That pedal was clicking pretty bad or rubbing so bad that it would start to squeak if you were doing a lot of pedaling. The wood rubbing against the wood. This project took about 10 hours to complete. And now our little Baldwin Spinet is done. We brought this in for some badly needed maintenance, and now it plays very nicely. You know, they don't make these little pianos anymore that I know of. No factory makes a little Spinet piano that's 36 inches tall, and people love them. They have a smaller string and a smaller soundboard, and some people worry about the tone, but that's because there are companies that didn't try very hard to make the tone you know, so sweet and rich. But if they could make a real nice sounding piano that's only 36 inches tall, I think it would be a hot item. If not, you know, these wear out. Some people abuse them, and a lot end up going away, and then the ones that are left become more valuable every day. This piano will serve its family for a lot of years to come now. Earlier today I took a break from the piano and came over and built this little ramp, well, a platform, because the ramp was actually pushed right up against the 6-inch doorstep. And now Grandma, who turns 90 this year, can take her walker up the ramp and be on the level at the door while she unlocks the door and goes in, and she can come back out, and the walker can be level while she locks the door and goes for a walk down the sidewalk, and then comes back, and it'll be so much nicer than having to set the walker on an incline. Then I had painted it, and at 45 degrees the paint doesn't dry very fast, so I came back tonight, put the screws in the platform, and put all the furniture back on there, and then the whole system is up underneath a porch, so there's no weather on it. We get snow and rain here, so done deal. Wow, it looks really good.